Okay folks, I'm going to introduce you to Solidworks today. Solidworks is our 3D modelling software. We create 3D models, we can create engineering drawings, and we can export our 3D models onto the 3D printer. To start off with, we're going to start a new project. So we click on New, or in the wee pull-out menu here, we have the File tab, and we click on New. At this stage, we have three options. We can create a part, we can assemble parts together, and we can create the engineering drawings. But for today, we're just going to create a part. So we click OK. At this stage, the screen will change. There are a lot of options on here because this is an industry standard software. But for today, we're just going to focus in this top left-hand area here. We're going to use this Features tab, and we're going to use this Sketch tab. So the first feature we're going to use today is called the Extrude tool, or Extruded Boss. So we select that, and straight away we get some options. We've got 3 bits of paper. We call these work planes. When you hover over them, they will turn orange. So for this first task, we're going to use the top work plane. So that's looking down on top of our object. When we select it, at this stage, it asks us to sketch something, and you will recognize many of these icons and what they might do. I'm going to sketch a square. We have a few options here. We have a corner rectangle, center rectangle, and a few others below here. It doesn't really matter at this stage, so I'm going to use the corner rectangle. I'm not going to snap to the origin. I'm just going to draw anywhere on the page and just draw something. I'll keep it as a rectangle, but I do want it to be a square. At this stage, I could give this some sizes using this Smart Dimension tool. I click on a line and I drag this size out. So I'll try that. Clicking on the line, drag it out anywhere on the page, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to give this a size of 100. I'll also select the bottom of this object here, and I'm going to set that to 100. That will give me a perfect square. Now, I should also note that if your dimensions do not automatically default to millimeters, just down the bottom right here, you've got a little pull-up menu, and you might find that some of the computers in the department have defaulted to imperial, so you're getting inches. Just change that to millimeters before you do anything. So here's the profile I've created as a square. Up the top left, exit sketch. Because we've already told the software that we want to create an extrusion, it will rotate your screen and it will already default to a size. So it's currently going to extrude our profile of a square 10 millimeters. I'm going to change that up to 100 millimeters and just confirm that with the green tick. At this stage, it's slightly going off of our screen, so I can zoom out with the wheel on my mouse. I can zoom in and out. If I hold the wheel down like a button, then move the mouse, I can rotate around it. A couple of little shortcuts here. If I select any of the faces and press Ctrl 8, it will look straight on at it. And another little shortcut is Ctrl 7, and that can be quite handy. So there we go. And that's the sort of simple basic steps of creating an extrusion. I'm going to do it one more time. So we'll go up to make sure we're in features, go to the extrude tool, decide where I want to put an extrusion. I'm going to put one on the top here. I'm going to sketch another rectangle, Ctrl 8, so I'm looking straight on. And I'm just going to pop this up here. I'm not going to give it any sizes this time because we know how to do that with the Smart Dimension tool. Exit my sketch, and then I am going to create an extrusion. At the moment, I can't see what's happening, so if I do Ctrl 7 to create an isometric view, or just spin it round, you can see that it has remembered last time that I did 100 millimeters. Let's just change that to 50, and then green tick to confirm that you're happy with that extrusion. So there we go, we're starting to create an object now. We'll do that one more time. We'll go up to extrude, select a face. I'm going to do it on this face here. Ctrl 8 while I'm drawing this. This time I'm going to draw a circle. Doesn't really matter the size. But what I will do with this circle is I'll use the Smart Dimension tool to center it. So I'm going to click on this edge. I'm going to click on the center of the circle. and I'm going to set that size to 50, so that would put that in the middle. And then I'm going to select the bottom edge, the center of the circle, and set that size to 50, and now I know my circle is in the center of that square. Exit my sketch. I've already told it that I want to do an extrusion, so if we just slightly rotate, let's remember that last size of 50, change that down to 25 and confirm. So we'll have a wee spin around to see what I've created now. So here is my object, and Control 7 just to get a nice isometric view of it. So at the moment, that is the basic steps. You select your extruded tool, you go into sketch, you sketch your profile, whatever it is you want it to be, and then you tell it how much you want to extrude it by. Over here on the left is the modeling tree. We have our 3 extrusions. We have our first one, which was the cube. Our second one was this cuboid on top, and our third one, which was this cylinder coming out the front. Now you may be wondering, can I change any of this now? Yes, you can. So if I go for the cylinder, I right click on here and I edit feature. And at that stage, I can then change that from 25. I'm going to change that up to 100 just to exaggerate and show you the change. There we go. So I've managed to change the size of that. And what I can also do is I can change the size of the circle. So I right click on this third extrusion, and instead of edit feature, it's edit sketch. Control 8, so I'm looking straight on. I'm going to use the smart dimension tool, and I'm going to change the size of this circle here. So currently it's set to 40.94. I'm just going to make it up to 60. There we go. And now I exit sketch, and it will update my 3D model, as you can see. And that is the basics. Control 7, get that nice isometric view. And that is the basics of using the Extrude tool to create a 3D object.